Tesh Dile and welcome to Tibet This Week. This is Sakina Butt with another edition of Weekly News on Tibet, His Holiness the Dalai Lama and Central Tibetan Administration. Let's look at the headlines first. His Holiness the Dalai Lama begins 3-day teachings on Tsongkhapa's 3 principal aspects of path and the furthest everlasting continuum. His Holiness the Dalai Lama congratulates South Africa President on party victory. The Riga Declaration 7th World Parliamentary Convention on Tibet. 31st Task Force meeting on Sino-Tibetan negotiation begins. TIPA to host International Conference on Tibetan Performing Art in October 2019. Members of US Congress urge Trump administration to implement key Tibet legislation. Tibet flag raised for the 6th time in Milton Keynes. His Holiness the Dalai Lama initiated the 3-day teachings on Tsongkhapa's the 3 principal paths, Lamso Namsum, and the furthest everlasting continuum at Tsuklakhang in Dharamshala on Friday last week. His Holiness offered to give the teaching on the request from the Russian followers, and on addressing the gathering, His Holiness said that Russia and Tibet share a special historical connection. His Holiness further emphasized on the Nalanda's tradition of logic and reasoning to understand the workings of mind. His Holiness further urged the audience to experiment Buddhism through logic rather than simply praying blindly out of faith. The teaching also conducted a ceremony for generating the awakening mind of Bodhicitta. His Holiness the Dalai Lama congratulated the President of South Africa, Honorable Cyril Ramaphosa, on the electoral victory of his party, the African National Congress, on Saturday last week. In his congratulatory note, His Holiness wrote, "The people of South Africa have worked hard to promote peace, democracy and equality in the spirit of truth and reconciliation. I am hopeful that under your leadership, the country will continue to progress, particularly in improving the lives of the less privileged. It is important to instill optimism and hope among your people and will also inspire people of other nations." President Cyril Ramaphosa and his party, the African National Congress, won the re-election in South Africa on Saturday last week. The ANC party has led South African government since the fall of apartheid in 1994. The 7th World Parliamentarian Convention on Tibet that was convened from 7th to 10th May included some of the prominent figures of Tibet Support Group, including parliamentary leaders and esteemed delegates of Riga, Latvia, who deliberated and engaged in ushering global support for Tibet through concerted efforts. On the first day, a special video message from His Holiness was featured to the gathering, in which His Holiness offered his greetings and gratitude to the Friends of Tibet.
I always describing Tibetan supporters are not mere pro-Tibetan, but pro-justice. Because our struggle, Tibetan struggle, is very much based on the moral principle and thoroughly committed non-violent way.
The second day of the convention continued with a panel session chaired by Professor Michael Van Walt, President Creda, and Professor of International Relations and International Law, framing the issues of Tibet. This was followed by a talk on China-Tibet history by Dr. Moonin Chen, Vice President of International Affairs, National Ching Sing University and Professor at Graduate Institute of International Policies, Taichung, Taiwan.
I think it's very important because we know that we need new thinking, and we also need new ideas about what we can do to encourage parliament members from all over the world to take actions and to help Tibet and to let the whole world know that the Tibet issue is not about the Tibet people. It's about humanity. It's about universal values. And I believe that what we have did today is a huge success, and we will carry on this campaign to help the people of Tibet.
Finally, Professor Srikant Kondapalli, Chairman and Professor in Chinese Studies Center for East Asian Studies, JNU, gave a talk on Asia and especially India's role on Tibet's issue through Skype. The convention in Riga is held to garner more support from parliamentarians of different countries and to assess the possible ways to resolve the Tibet issue through dialogue with the representatives of His Holiness the Dalai Lama and the Chinese leaders. The members of the conference called upon the government of the PRC to end the repression of Tibetans, to release the Panchen Lama who has been held captive for the last 24 years, to give unimpeded access to Tibet, to cease its policies and practices that harm the natural environment of the Tibetan Plateau, and to resume the dialogue with envoys of His Holiness the Dalai Lama without preconditions. The 31st Task Force meetings on Sino-Tibet negotiations began at Dharamshala to review the prospects of dialogue process in the light of prevailing situation inside Tibet and China. The two-day meeting was held from 15 to 16 May 2019. CTA spokesperson Sunam Norbu Dhakpo addressed the press on the important topics covering the meetings, which include the relationship between China and Europe, China and US, and what can be done to achieve the goal of the task force meeting. This is the 31st meeting of the Task Force on Negotiations since its formation in 1999. It was constituted to help recommend policy matters and strategies to find a peaceful and mutually acceptable negotiated resolution to the issue of Tibet. A press conference led by CTA President Dr. Lobsang Singye and Director of Tibetan Institute of Performing Arts Nawang Yonten was held at Kasha Secretariat to mark the 60th anniversary of TIPA on Tuesday this week. 2019 marks TIPA's 6 decades of achievement in preservation and promotion of traditional performing art of Tibet. The Institute will organize an international conference on Tibetan performing arts from 28 to 31st October this year. The opening event will be graced by His Holiness the Dalai Lama. TIPA alumni and people around the world are invited to participate in this grand celebration. Co-chairs of the bipartisan Tom Lantos Human Rights Commission, Representative James McGovern and Representative Christopher H. Smith, released a bipartisan letter addressed to Secretary of State Mike Pompeo, signed by 32 members of Congress, urging the Trump administration to promptly implement key legislation passed by Congress to guide United States policy on Tibet. In light of unabated repression of fundamental human rights in Tibet, the letter urged implementation of the Tibet Policy Act of 2002 and 2018 Reciprocal Access to Tibet Act, key legislation passed by the US Congress on the lack of respect for human rights in Tibet. The Tibet Policy Act of 2002 urges the President of the United States to encourage direct dialogue between the government of the People's Republic of China and representatives of His Holiness the Dalai Lama. Tibetan national flag was raised for the 6th time inside the tranquil setting of the majestic Nipponzan Myoji Buddhist Temple in Milton Keynes, located 50 miles northwest of London, by a local resident, Miss Catherine Mostyn Scott, and a team of dedicated volunteers on Sunday this week. The event this year coincides with the 60th anniversary of His Holiness the Dalai Lama's escape into exile from Tibet to India in 1959. Citing the 2019 Freedom House report, which ranked Tibet as the second least free country in the world after the 4th year in a row, with only Syria considered to be less free, Ms. Catherine Mostyn Scott said that it was up to people in the free world with moral conscience to make the plight of the Tibetans known to the international community and to fly the Tibet flag with pride and without any fear. That's all for this week's edition of Tibet This Week. See you next time and have a great weekend.